guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm covering 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 3, Episode 4. I don't know, some parts of this show had me like dying, had me like literally chuckling. Before they even got the scene going, you would see me just like sitting there laughing to myself. I really enjoyed this episode, and I am so pumped for next episode. So I'm just gonna pull up all the couples because I want to make sure I cover all of them. So with that being said, let's get into it. So the first couple we're gonna cover is Rebecca and Zied. So Zied needs to go. Zied, out of his own mouth, said, "I'm jealous and I'm controlling." And him saying, like, that's all you need to say. That's all I need to hear for me to like back up and turn around and walk away, because it really shows. So with the whole, okay, so let's start from the beginning. Rebecca goes with him to watch him play soccer, which he seemed like he's the only big one out of his friends. And what I thought was so rude of him is he said hi, dapping up his friends them, and then Rebecca's just standing there and he's not even introducing her to them. So I found that to be like rude, and she had to say like, "Zied, come on." I feel like all his friends had very the kind of like negative connotations when it comes to Americans. They think money, they think movies, like, oh, you're good that you got a girl like this because she has money, she can take care of you, and stuff like that nature, which I feel like defeats the purpose of having like male stereotypes if you just want a girl to take care of you. I did think it was rude that they asked her what's your age, but like that could just be a culture thing. And they were very fascinated with her tattoos because she has both of her sleeves covered. So you're just kind of like, okay, so he's not the most thoughtful person. So now they're getting ready to go out. So they're gonna go out and I guess go to like some kind of like lounge type of thing. So then Rebecca's blow drying Zied's hair, and like I don't know if he just puts mad gel in his hair or his hair is just very greasy. When she's blow drying his hair was still very like, it looked very greasy. He says, so they're getting ready and she's gonna like say like, I want to wear this dress, well sorry, this shirt, and it's kind of like a thick tank top with a satin fabric type of thing. Here in North America it wouldn't be considered sexy, but there it is. The culture is different there. Everyone has their degree of sexiness per culture and country. This was deemed too sexy, but I don't know if this is too sexy for his country's standards or it's just too sexy for his gelling and controlling ways. So basically he kind of wanted her to cover her tattoos because they brought a lot of attention and they would have guys staring at her. And I felt like he kind of painted the image, if she wears what she wears, she's gonna be considered a bad woman in his culture. So just because of what Rebecca experienced in her past relationship, which you should never compare relationships, like that's a relationship, yeah, and then this is a relationship. Those are two different people. They could share traits and similar personalities, but essentially they're two different people. So she's like, no, I don't care, I'm not wearing it, I'm wearing this. So then you're just like, okay. I thought Zied would get over it. Zied was like, he was just kind of like, and even when she asked him like, and she was like gripping his arm and stuff like this, he was still in his feelings. She asked like, are you still mad? And he was just kind of like, so like, I'm not going anywhere with you with a stink attitude. Then we can just stay home and you can have that attitude at home, because I don't appreciate you bringing that attitude where we're there to go relax and have a good time. Anyways, he brought the attitude there. So then Rebecca told him that because she's wearing her leather jacket that she wasn't going to take it off, which I don't know if Zia just looks hot and stuff like that, or was very hot in there, but I felt like I felt hot looking at them in the leather jackets. So she takes off the leather jacket, and then I guess they're around his friends. I was confused where these people came from. The guy looked at her tattoos. I think this was Ziad's friend, but Ziad was like not having that. Ziad was like, hold up, son, where do you think you're looking? And stop looking at my girl. Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. Like, ready to really run up on this guy. Standing up face to face, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And then the friend or the guy there was like, I can look at whatever I want and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I would have been like, you know what, it's time for us to go home. More of the story is that Rebecca needs to leave this man, because this man, I think I had mentioned this to my sister before, I could see Ziad hitting Rebecca. And he was the only, out of the couples, the only person I was just like, something doesn't seem right with him. And I could be right. So next we have Caesar and Maria. There's really not much to it. Caesar is still going to Mexico regardless at this point, because it's 2 weeks later and he's going to finally meet Maria. He hasn't spoken to Maria in 2 days. Well, I think it becomes 3 days while he's there. He reaches there before Maria. And I don't understand, even like they have the producers' comments in the episode, because basically the producers are thinking of what we're thinking. Like, so has Maria contacted you? Do you think Maria's gonna show up? How do you still like, are you still positive? And he was just like, hope is a drug I need to have, because, well, actually no, it's not, because then it would make me delusional, like it's making him delusional. I don't know, at first I felt like Maria wasn't real, but I feel like they have to vet you on 90 Day Fiance, so for them to use these pictures and all this stuff, I think Maria's real. But I don't think Maria is for Caesar, nor wants to like get married with Caesar, but whatever with that. So next we have Avery and Omar. So Avery and Omar decide to go wedding dress shopping because they're getting married in, it seems like, 2 days. And her mom was disappointed that she didn't go wedding shopping with just her and her mom. I feel like her mom has a hard time grasping, because I don't think her mom is dumb. Her mom knows she's a Muslim, or she's converted, or whatever Avery said. I just think that she doesn't want to face the facts, so she just pretends it doesn't exist. Like, she's not getting married in a traditional like church like wedding. So like there's other customs and different rules that happen per religion. So this religion allows a man to go with the wife. So he went, and I don't think he's controlling, but I think he's pretty conservative. And I feel like at this point Avery is very considerate of his culture, so she's doing what he likes, but I don't see him at this point as controlling, not like Ziel. So they pick out a dress and then they go out to eat for dinner, and it just seems like Avery's mom at this point, she doesn't want to be understanding, she doesn't want to be considerate, she comes off as just very rude. And I can understand you wanting the best for your daughter and blah blah blah, but like, people can change, whether it's for the good, for the better, or for the worse. People can change, and her daughter is changing. So for you to be like, oh well, what, why can't you drink and blah blah blah, like, first of all, she wasn't old enough to legally drink, so that says something about your parenting. when you were complaining that she wasn't wearing booty shorts anymore. She's too young for that shit. But like I said, that also speaks to your parenting, where those stuff were okay, even though they're kind of looked down upon. You don't want your young daughter to be wearing booty shorts or drinking underage. But she was okay with it now. Now when your daughter wants to cover up and be alcohol free, it's a problem. So I feel like her mom needs to be really educated. And I appreciated when Avery threw the Bible in her face of just like, oh, let's look at Old Testament and let's see some of the stuff they say that you're not supposed to do, but people still do. Because she's speaking on when Avery's mom brought up about how Muslim men treat their wives and like they're prisoners and you can beat them and blah blah blah, which Omar has assured Avery and her mother that like he obviously does not plan to beat her. Like, I don't know who would even say like, oh, for real? I was planning on beating her. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. Her mom needs to stop with the foolishness. She comes off as a very uneducated American, and there's enough stereotypes out there that like she doesn't need to add to it. So next we have Timothy and Jennifer and Veronica, because it seems like she's always going to be in the picture. He arrives in Colombia. He meets Veronica. It seems very, very nice. It seems like but her daughter loved the teddy bear and stuff like that, which was good. And Veronica seemed overall happy with Timothy and vice versa. And they're going to go to the apartment that he's rented. So on their way there, it's a little bit awkward, but like it's okay. It's the first time they met and blah blah blah. Like that's normal. That happens with people you've even gotten the chance to see in person locally. So like that's fine. So Veronica calls, and I don't understand why he likes to announce it, likes to say stuff like, and he's like, oh yeah, Veronica called me. And then obviously what's her face, Jennifer was like, Veronica, and she asked him, oh, did you land? Like, I guess if she asked him if he landed and has he eaten. And I understand how Jennifer is feeling, because I can understand if this girl was, I can't even understand, because even if she was your baby mom, if it has nothing to do with the child, there should be no small talk, especially if you know that you're pushing boundaries between him and his new girl. As a good woman and someone who really wants to be in his life, she needs to push back and say kind of like, let me step away from the situation, like you guys handle your situation and fall in love, and when she feels comfortable with me, she'll understand that we're friends and friends only, we only share a child together. At this point I feel like Veronica is treating Timothy like her man, and they were together for a long time, so I can see why there's love there, which means they should not be together, because I can still see there's love there, and there's not friendship love. That's not the love I'm talking about. And Jennifer's gonna be threatened if you have that type of relationship around her. So Timothy, get it together, or you're gonna lose Jennifer. You're gonna be lonely forever with only Veronica, and Veronica's gonna treat you like a situationship and do all the boyfriend stuff together, or I guess or all the husband stuff together, but never get married to you or commit to you. Anywho, next one we have Benjamin and Akini. So Benjamin says bye to his son and tells him that he's going to Kenya. You kind of get to know more of Akini's family, her sisters and her brother, and how Benjamin needs to be friends with her brother in order to kind of get in with the dad, because her dad is very strict. He has certain views on white people, and even Akini has views on white people. Her friend has view on white people. It doesn't seem like they encounter much white people, so they have a perception about them. They travel. He travels there. They meet. I don't know. I kind of felt like, not that they shouldn't have kissed, but I was just like, I felt like he was coming on too strong, and I was just like, and I really hate when a guy wants a kiss from you and he goes, like, I just didn't, I wasn't feeling that. They claim there's chemistry there, so maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me, but I felt like it was more Benjamin than Akini. But it's nice, at least they're happy to see each other. We'll see how it goes when he starts interacting with with her family, but they need to discuss about this whole being a stepmom or playing a motherly role to his son, because it seems like they talk about I love you, they talk about meeting, they talk about maybe living together, but they've missed a vital thing to talk about. And Benjamin's looking for a stepmom for his son, or a motherly figure, and Akini is not about that life right now. So I feel like they need to have a serious discussion on whether she can be some type of like motherly figure around him, especially if you plan to marry him. That's going to be your husband, so you have to kind of be a mother figure to his son. Anyways, that's none of my business. And last but not least, because I almost forgot them, we have Darcy and Tom. I'm sorry, these segments had me laughing like crazy. I'm sorry. I think I watched, like, say their clips were like 10 minutes. I felt like I watched 10 minutes of Darcy begging for dick. Like, but like begging for it in a very like sympathetic, like crying all the time way. He shows her to her bed, which, why didn't you give her the master suites? And you're supposed to be such a gentleman and blah blah blah. You give her this dusty bed. Anyways, she's like, oh no, I'm not feeling this bed. She sees his bed. She's like, oh, I'm feeling it. And then she starts crying. She doesn't want to be alone and blah blah blah. She's like begging him for a cuddle, and he's like, yeah, it's fine. We can sleep. We can like cuddle together. And how I know Darcy's a little liar is because I saw Darcy in a scene in Tom's white button-up blouse, and then when she does her confessional thing, she's in the white button-up blouse, and she's like, oh, I started drinking and I didn't know what happened. Next thing you know, I'm wearing his blouse, like. And I was like, Darcy, you guys never slept together. And then she's like, no, we never slept together, but. And I was just like, why are you even suggesting that? Very, very delusional. Tom really wants to take it slow. Like, Tom's really trying to get to know her. And I feel like Darcy's just like, why won't you sleep with me? Why won't you sleep with me? They kiss at least, so it seems like also Darcy's a terrible sleeper because she knocks Tom in his face to get his nose to bleed and had no recollection of it. He takes her on a boat ride thing, and then she has the nerve to get upset because he was talking, dating, sleeping with other people within their 4-year online relationship. Online is different than in person. And if we didn't establish any type of boundaries, any type of exclusiveness, then I can see whoever I want. Weren't you dating Jesse for 2 years or whatever during that 4 years? So I felt like Darcy was feeling some type of way, and I don't understand why. Anyways, Tom is really getting to know who Darcy is, which I felt like all he needs to do is watch the last season Darcy was on, how she cried all the time, and she still did that. The thing is, to me, it is also a turnoff if you're crying like that. She's very, very emotional, and I feel like Tom is not really feeling it, and he's still even trying to feel if he loves her, because he definitely does not say it back to her. Anyways, I'm very, very excited for next episode. I felt like I wish it could go longer. We finally get to see Angela and Michael in Nigeria. And I want to see Angela fight for her man. I was like, watch out, you guys. Angela probably has hands. Anyways, with that being said, that's the end of my recap of 9 Day Fiance Season 3, Episode 4. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.